Can I become a professional upholsterer without a teacher? Welcome back to part 5 of learning reupholstery from scratch using the biggest project I could have ever started with. This thing is heavy, my friends. It is very heavy. Sadly, Dr. Shubnam will not be back till the end of the project, but we were texting and calling every day to keep her up to date and also to ask her for her opinion on some of my work. So today I started by removing some leftover staples that we didn't catch, and then I started to attach the back piece. We bought an electric staple gun for $50 from Cops Hardware, and we were going back and forth between this electric staple gun and just a handheld one. Between each step, you have to go back and make sure your lines are straight, everything is pulled tight before you move on. Now, this next step is the hardest part by far of the entire project. I had to recreate the original folds that were in the chair. And your girl can do anything, alhamdulillah, I have that gene. But it wasn't easy. Case in point, I just stapled into air to make sure the camera was recording because this was embarrassing. Also, I don't have the right gun. Upholsterers use a professional air compressed gun. Yeah. I didn't have the budget for that. Although I did try to buy one. More on that later. But I mean, look at the result. I took a picture of one side and recreated it on the other side as best as I could. And we did the same for the bottom of the chair before this, actually. Now, my friends, if you're looking for an easy way to do this, there is no easy way. I did this step 4 times. I kid you not. I can't show you all the footage, but I promise I have it saved. And this just goes to show you can try and make mistakes and do it again. Here you see me taking out all the staples, doing it again, taking them out again, and just trying, and it worked in the end. This is a funny moment where I was staring at it in silence and realized it was wrong. You're joking! Oh my god. It's okay to make mistakes. That's all I'm trying to say here, and boy did I make a lot of them. Did I say that making the folds was the hardest part? It wasn't. This was the hardest part, my friends. Putting this cardboard tack thing without the proper gun to put it in place was a nightmare. I did this part maybe more than the last one. But again, eventually I got it right. I actually had to switch to the handheld manual gun because I needed it to fit in that tiny spot. And alhamdulillah, I was very relieved. You'll see in a sec. Beauty. It's hard doing this like for the first time with no teacher, you know?
Yeah.
I had to redo this maybe 4 times.
Oh.
That's fine, that's how you learn, right?
Yeah.
I had a visit from Sister Farhat, who is Dr. Shabnam's bestie, and she gave me some, uplifting energy. Anyway, I got back to work, and if you remember from the first video, actually, I don't think I showed it, there were these weird metal tack thingies that are supposed to go on the sides, like I show here, and I actually reused them. I didn't want to buy new ones, just for this project, so I straightened the spikes and was able to hammer them back in perfectly. I wish I filmed that part, but I didn't. Sorry. The fabric is short. On both ends, the top is short and the bottom is short. So as I said in the video, I accidentally made the fabric too short. Remember when I said to overcut the fabric just in case you need more? This is exactly why. I ended up having to stitch the fabric together so that it actually doesn't move. Worked out in the end, but don't make that mistake like me. Anyway, I'm so excited to come back for part 6. Salam.